So here we are at Vintage Velvet, Surfers Paradise for Silicon Beach, Gold Coast, first event for 2016. We're here as Mental Revolution, and I have with me Joshua Smith from iOnline. Welcome, Joshua.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. So where did you start? Where was your first office?
Yeah, at home for those first 5 years, so while I was a sole operator. And then Varsity Lakes for a good 7 or actually 9 years, I think, we were at Varsity, so quite a long time there, and grew from a team of 3 initially to a peak of about 12, and then down to about 8 last year, and then actually sold the business, the bulk of the business last year to another local agency, and that's enabled us to take it up to yet another level of growth. So now 14 people with a bit of an IT and software development skew.
Excellent. That's so amazing. So was it always your goal to build it up for sale, or?
No, never. No, so quite the opposite. When I was in the midst of it, it would have been the last thing I considered. Wanted to hold it for forever. But I guess you do reach a point of business maturity and sort of personal maturity when you want to go out in different directions, or at least explore what other options are available. So I thought the time was right to step back from a leadership role in the company and hand it over to somebody who can take it to the next level.
Yeah, so do you feel like you were potentially giving up the freedom that you were desiring for, all of that time by selling it off and becoming an employee again?
It's funny, isn't it? In some ways, being a business owner gives you a lot more freedom. You obviously have flexible hours. There's more freedom as far as revenue that's coming into the company that you're entitled to utilize. But the flip side, of course, is that the buck stops with you. If there's downtimes, it's you who's putting in financial resources or who's making very tough decisions regarding employees and things like that. And you're on 24/7 if you're the business owner. So it's something that is definitely thrilling, and I'm definitely glad that I went through that for so many years. But at the same time, enabling somebody else to take over that role and me still being part of the business, but being in a more business development role is even more refreshing, I guess.
Excellent. So needless to say, what, smooth sailing all the way?
Of course. There was the GFC. I guess we all felt that. So GFC, before that I had a salesperson I was working with who did the wrong thing by us, and that set me back financially quite a bit. It took us a long time to dig out of that hole. GFC, I guess we reorganized things a little bit in terms of the team and our focus, and broadened some of our offerings, brought in a subscription-based product and things like that. So it encourages you to think in different ways and to innovate and come up with new products. But it's certainly not smooth sailing, but you adapt to the conditions, and we made it through, and there's certainly been some high times and low times, and it's all worked out.
Would you say that was your biggest challenge, or was there another one?
That was definitely the biggest, So just prior to the GFC, and then probably for a good sort of 3 or 4 years during and after the GFC, things did slow down. We were still growing revenue, but we weren't growing profitability, and there were lots of challenges to face.
So, was there any massive lesson that you learnt out of that challenge that you think that other entrepreneurs can learn something from and maybe?
Well, I think in terms of hiring, in terms of how you structure your workforce, try to maintain a level of flexibility. So all of my employees until that time were full-time permanents. Which is good to a certain degree, but having a mix of full-timers, part-time permanents, and casuals or freelancers, I think gives you a lot more flexibility. When there's good times, you bring people on for additional hours. When things are light, you cut back hours, and nobody's necessarily losing their job or being retrenched. They're just adjusting in different ways. And finding a network of freelancers who do have other income sources as well is good. So one of our top developers now top designers is not with us exclusively. She does work for other companies as well. And I think that helps as well, that when we're hot and things are happening, she's pretty much full-time with us. Other times, she's able to pay the bills and look after herself, but we're not burdened with that expense.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so keep things flexible as far as rents and leases is concerned as well, so don't lock yourself into long leases unless it's something that you are sure you're committed to, both in terms of photocopies and things like that, and obviously real estate. So try and keep things quite light, and today's workforce, Gen Y, millennials, whatever we call them, are looking for flexibility as well. So if you can find somebody who's right for you, who might have a child that they're looking after and they can only do 20 hours a week, or they want to work from home, sometimes that's the perfect fit both for you and for them.
Excellent. Yeah, cool. Well, man, hat off to you to actually, I guess, reach that stage where your business is actually sellable. Like there's a lot of businesses that probably, don't even get to that point. That they actually have a business that runs smoothly enough for sale. So,
yes.
Yeah.
You do see it in small business all the time. That people build things up, commit their entire lives to it, and then it just fades away to nothing. So I was certainly committed not to let that happen. And although a sale wasn't the ultimate goal, it's something that within the 2 years prior to the sale I was working towards at that time. So made sure that everything was lined up and the numbers were there and the right team was in place. And handed it over for a decent exit, which is what you want. After you've sort of committed your life to something.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like there was any secret to your success?
Not really. A lot of hours, a lot of commitment. So I think commitment, conscientiousness.
What kind of hours are we talking?
Yeah, in the early days a lot. So sometimes 16, 20 hours a day. It was pretty nuts. As things matured and balanced out, certainly got back to 10 or so just slightly more than usual, and then maybe checking emails after hours and things like that. But nothing extraordinary. But certainly in the early days, it was a full-time commitment.
And was there a proprietary balance to your team? Number of developers, number of designers, number of admin staff, like 3 to 1, like production to admin kind of thing.
Yeah, we probably the optimal balance for us was about 3 developers, 1 designer, 1 admin, and multiples thereof. So we overcommitted in admin and sales at one point, and that wasn't working out. We overcommitted in design and had equal design development, and that didn't work out. So that said, we focused largely on software development and building our own products and so on. So we were development heavy, but about 3 developers, 1 admin and 1 designer.
Do you class yourself as admin in that case?
Yes. So I would slot into that. And so I guess we found a nice balance with 2 admins, which is what I ended with. 2 admins, 2 designers, and 5 or 6 developers.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure heaps of people will get some value out of that for sure.
I hope so.
Oh man, agencies, they struggle with that. I think, just trying to find that right mix, and we go through it all. I've been through it, so why not share that information? I'm sure it helps some people. And where can we keep up with you? Is it iOnline and
the iOnline website, ionline.com.au, does have a blog which I occasionally contribute to. Otherwise, I'm on Facebook personally and LinkedIn. So Joshua Smith, you'd usually be able to find me there.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Joshua.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful.